that you gangsta, I ain't seen shit. I don't like nice girls, I want a mean bitch. Still throw it back and she cook and she clean, bitch. Hit him and I put her straight to sleep, I got lean dick. 4 Giottos on the coupe, hoes love the whip. 42 in my cup, bitch, I love the sip. I just ate a stroom out my pocket, bitch, I love the trip.
What's good, Samurai Gang? Hey, listen, we are back with another video. Y'all, Goku Black versus Reverse Flash, Dragon Ball versus DC. Now, I put up on the community tab who you guys thought was going to win. I've seen a whole bunch of Reverse Flash easily. It's not the fact, like, I know that Reverse Flash is going to win, right? I have a feeling that he is, but the fact that you said easily is what bothers. It's what bothers. It's what the fuck. I can't get the words out. It's what bothers me the most. It's like the fact that you said easily. Like, I feel like it's gonna be a fight, right? I feel like it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a tough fight and whatnot. It's gonna be a whole bunch of crazy feats. How somebody would view it. I just gotta see personally firsthand how this is gonna play out. Not as a Dragon Ball tar, not as a Goku fan. He's still not Goku, but I gotta see how they gonna present both characters and whatnot. So let me know down below what you guys think. And yeah, y'all, let's get right into the video. Wait, I forgot to say subscribe to the channel.
And the Reverse Flash, DC's psychopathic speedster fanboy.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
But I'd say the sincerest form of flattery is not trying to kill your superhero husbando. He's whizzed my boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. What consumes the thoughts of a god? What do immortals dream of with all the time in the world? In Zamasu's case, his one goal was divine justice.
Yeah, this guy's got major Final Fantasy big bad energy all over him.
Nah, he's partially retarded. I'm not gonna lie to you. His divine justice doesn't make sense at all. he himself could be barbaric, but other living creatures can't. Makes absolutely no sense at all.
As the assistant to Universe 10's Supreme Kai, Zamasu prized, above all else, cosmic order and natural beauty.
Ooh, that reminds me. Did you know I can burp and fart at the same time? Here, let me try.
Unsurprisingly, Zamasu despised the inherently chaotic nature of mortals, being seemingly unwilling to lift themselves out of their own cycle of violence and stupidity, like some people I know.
Yeah, I know those people too. His heart was clouded. Until the day he met Son Goku.
With God Ki, Goku could match blows with the god of destruction, Beerus. Their clash nearly destroyed the entirety of Universe 7, a cosmological structure at least 9 times larger than our own universe. At most, it could even be as large as 13 times greater than ours. Side note, it's worth mentioning that when 2 gods of destruction fought, they were capable of casually destroying 2 of these universes.
And since the shockwaves from their...
So 2 god of destructions can't just, sparring, playing around can destroy 2 universes. Now imagine if they was actually trying to destroy universes and whatnot.
Punches traveled across Universe 7 in seconds? They'd have to be hitting way faster than light.
Goku was tapping into his Super Saiyan God form for this, though clearly not at its full strength. While the exact multiplier for Super Saiyan Blue is unknown, Toriyama himself has directly compared it to the original Super Saiyan form.
And don't...
So are we saying that it's comparable, it's a 50 times multiplier from Super Saiyan God? Because Super Saiyan God is basically Goku in base with red hair. That's what that is. And then Super Saiyan Blue is just the Super Saiyan version of Super Saiyan. I said Super Saiyan version of Super Saiyan. It's a God version of Super Saiyan. So...
Don't forget, Goku trained with Whis and fought in the tournament with Universe 6 before Zamasu caught up with him. So by that time, he was way stronger.
Here was a mortal with the powers of gods beyond even Zamasu's abilities. Someone who could bring his dreams to fruition.
So Sammy did what anyone would do in that situation. Kill his master to become the Supreme Kai, wish on the Super Dragon Balls to switch bodies with Goku, and kill every single mortal in the universe.
And thus the deity Zamasu became Goku Black.
But he just finished saying that he hated chaotic order, but then kills everybody inside his own universe inside of Universe 10. Well, no, he kills everybody in Universe 7, right? Which universe did he kill? Like,
Please, Goku Black, you couldn't be more creative.
Now, you might be
What's he
wondering,
thinking?
why didn't he just wish all the mortals dead? But that wouldn't be as fun, would it? Black's got all of Goku's strength and powers, but wielded by a genocidal maniac instead of that lovable goober of a monkey man.
And in keeping with Goku's Saiyan heritage and godly ki, Black can easily achieve the form of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
But with a champagneful twist.
Super Saiyan Rose.
Rosé? Really? What is he, a suburban wine mom? Watch out before he unlocks Super Saiyan Live, Laugh, Love! He stole Goku's techniques too, like the instant transmission, where he focuses on a person's key signature to teleport to their location. He's even got the Black Kamehameha, which is a Kamehameha, but pink.
And with a Saiyan body, he gets stronger and stronger every time he almost dies. He just becomes harder and harder to kill.
Which really sucks for the rest of the universe, because Black is kinda like if Goku just snapped one day and used his powers to their full murderous potential.
Like the God Split Cut, where he surrounds his hands with a keyblade to slice you to ribbons. He used this very technique to, kill Goku's family.
He can even extend this Keyblade into a huge curved one called the Azure Dragon Sword, which, along with his Kamehameha, confirms my suspicions that Goku is colorblind.
Actually, Black's Azure Dragon Sword is named after a legendary weapon wielded by one of Earth's greatest warriors, the Desert Bandit Yamcha. Wait, what?
And he can make a scythe and slice open space-time itself to create a bunch of shadow clones. Black, not Crater Boy over here, but his...
so Goku Black can slice space and time. So like when people tell me about a space and time field, like, should I be impressed? Because this nigga just clearly does it. Like, he could affect space and time.
most dastardly weapon isn't a key technique at all. It's the time ring he got from his dead master.
This ring allowed Black to travel through time and even escape into future Trunks' alternate timeline, where he had free reign over the entire universe.
And let him team up with his best bud, himself. Too bad Goku and company showed up to spoil the fun. But wait, isn't Zamasu in Goku's body? How are there two Gokus? There's only one Goku in the multiverse, right? But Goku met Black.
I'm gonna explain it. Basically, he could go back in time, but it's gonna create a new timeline. It's not gonna affect the same timeline that the Goku that we know is in. It's gonna affect a different timeline for a different Goku, and that's pretty much it. That's all. It's mad simple. Like, so if the reverse Flash was to like go back in time and fight Goku, right? Fight Goku Black, he's not gonna fight the same Goku that he's fighting currently. He's gonna fight a different one. Right? That's just like it's gonna be a different Goku, not the one that he's supposed to be fighting. Basically, that's all. It's mad simple.
Before he met Zamasu, which means Black existed before Zamasu came up with the idea. And then they killed Zamasu before he could do it anyway, but Goku Black was still around? What the hell is going on?
Sure, it's a classic grandfather's paradox. The thing is, Black's time ring prevents him from being affected by alterations to his own personal timeline. So,
I mean, to be honest, we could even say that for Trunks, and he didn't have a time ring. Every time he went back in time, right, it didn't affect his personal time at all, right? So we thought that when Trunks went back to save Goku from a heart virus, it was going to magically fix his timeline. No, that's not how it works. It still didn't do shit for his timeline. He still had to fight Cell in his timeline because Cell in his timeline wasn't dead or wasn't prevented. Remember, there's two Cells. One in Goku's timeline that Krillin destroyed, and the other one that Gohan destroyed as well within the same timeline. That cell that Gohan fought was from the future, right? So there was like 3 cells in total. If we're thinking about it, it was like at least 3 cells. One Krillin destroyed, one Trunks destroyed, and one that Gohan destroyed. So like back to the whole time thing. Basically, if you go back in time, it's not going to affect your personal time at all. It's not going to change nothing. It's going to change a new timelines.
killing him in the past doesn't change his future, and vice versa. He's almost impossible to kill because even if you do it at one point in time, he
could
still
always come
exists
back.
at another point in time. And another, and another, and another, Another.
Oh God, I hate time travel.
So it's like, how do you, like, if you stop, the only way I could think of killing Goku Black is if you took his time ring off, right? But then it's like, then if you manage to somehow kill him, a new one is gonna show up. But then Barry could just, like, I said Barry, then the Reverse Flash could just always take off the ring. But then it's like, wouldn't they know, like, you gotta safeguard your ring because he's really fast and whatnot?
Travel. Black as crud Saiyans like Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. Hell, even Vegito couldn't beat him. He even merged with the universe to become one with everything.
So, like, my thing is this: are you gonna use these feats? Are you gonna use the fact that he fused with Zama, like with his other half? Or are you guys gonna use that, or are you just gonna leave it alone?
Like I said, major Final Fantasy villain vibes here.
It took Zeno, the Omni King, the most powerful being in all of creation, to step in and erase that entire timeline just to stop Black's rampage. Ironic. Zamasu's higher calling was the eradication of all mortal life in the universe, and he stole the strongest mortal's body to do it. But in the end, he was always doomed to fail. His quest for power meant nothing against a being that would always be stronger no matter what he did or who he was.
And the universe ended up being destroyed anyway. It's like one big cosmic joke with no one left to laugh.
You've been running around making messes for too long, and now I'm going to choke the life from you. I can't wait to watch you die.
Oh, damn.
Barry Allen, the Flash, is one of the greatest heroes in history, an inspiration to many across time and space. And there's no better example than his #1 fan from the 25th century, Eobard Thawne.
All right, Wiz, we've tackled a lot of stupid names for things in our years here at Death Battle, but I'm confident that Eobard is the dumbest f***ing first name I've ever heard in my life. Eobard was completely obsessed with the Flash and dedicated his whole life to studying the Speed Force like a total nerd. Good luck to him, because there's no way he's figuring that shit out.
But Thawne's life irrevocably changed the day he discovered a time capsule from the 21st century. By some strange coincidence, it just so happened to contain Barry's costume. By experimenting on it, Thawne managed to replicate the Flash's powers, turning himself into a mirror of his idol.
And you can bet he totally crapped himself when Barry Senpai showed up in the future and took him under his wing.
Did he call him Barry Senpai?
It was a dream come true.
Until Barry realized that Thawne had fabricated crimes in order to show up and save the day. Disgraced, Thawne promised to better himself before traveling to the past to prove his worth to his hero, to prove that their bond was special.
That's when Thawne found out that Barry already had a best friend, and a family, and a life. Without him, he didn't matter. He wasn't special. He was just a nobody Barry tossed out in the trash and forgot about. Like my Tinder dates do to me.
If only. When Thawne visited the Flash Museum in Barry's time, he discovered the secret identity to Flash's greatest enemy that in his future had been lost to time. The one Barry was fated to kill in battle. Eobard Thawne. Wait a minute.
Oh, ain't that a bitch? The shock drove Thawne mad. If he couldn't be Flash's best friend, he'd be his greatest enemy. And I guess also ensure his own future death.
He would travel from the future to terrorize the Flash family in the past. Revenge in reverse. He'd become the Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash? We're really setting the world on fire with these names today, huh, Wiz?
Thawne draws his powers from the negative Speed Force, which he generates with every step he takes, just like Barry does with the regular Speed Force. The negative Speed Force gives Thawne access to many of the Flash's powers, including his mind-bending super speed, enough to travel all across time and space in days. He can keep up with and surpass other speedsters like Barry and Wally,
who once ran fast enough to cross the universe faster than two gods who could teleport. Wally even beat himself in a race, and Barry admitted Thawne was still faster than that. Wait just a second, he beat himself? That doesn't even make sense.
But unlike Barry and Wally, Thawne applies his powers more.
So my thing is how is he faster than him when you copied his powers? So how are you better at? Wait, that doesn't make sense.
catastrophically, using them to their full potential without any care for collateral. Take, for instance, his ability to vibrate himself through solid objects.
Objects like, say, vital organs. And if he did, he'd scramble their molecules, causing instant death. Thawne did just that to Barry's wife, Iris, and Barry did not appreciate it.
Thawne's vibrations are so powerful, he can even produce a counterforce that can reverse the destruction of the entire universe.
Pretty crazy sounding, but
So he could reverse the destruction of the entire universe. So that means that, like, if he was to damage somebody, can he reverse that too? Like, I feel like that'd be child's play if he could do that. If he could reverse the destruction of the universe, he could reverse the destruction of somebody. Like, I feel like he could do that.
But even B-tier speedsters like Jenny Ognats can do the same kind of thing. And when Barry and Wally raced each other, they were tearing up the entire multiverse.
Thawne can create shockwaves with a snap, phase into your body and possess you, and even speak at such high speeds that you'll hear his words as though they were your own thoughts. And instead of stealing your speed like other Flashes, he can steal your time.
Yeah, Thawne can yoink decades from your life and age you 80 years in just a few seconds. Kinda sounds like your sex life, huh, Wiz?
But Thawne's greatest ability is his unmatched skill at time travel, and he uses this expertise to be as petty and cruel as humanly possible.
Thawne wasn't a dummy. He knew that if he went back in time to kill Barry before he got his powers, he'd erase himself from the time stream too. So instead, he'd just make Barry's life suck as hard as he could. Push him down some stairs, retcon his best friend from history, kill his mom. He even told Barry he'd go back in time and adopt him as his own son. Dude, what the fuck?
That's another big difference between Thawne and
Hey,
Barry.
yo.
Whereas Barry only went back in time to save his mother's life, Thawne often went back in time to try to fix his own mediocre life. He killed his more successful younger brother, his career rival at the Flash Museum, and every single boyfriend his crush had until there was no one left but
I bet she still rejected him too.
him.
And when she still rejected him, he went
Oh,
back in
damn.
time again and made her an invalid for the rest of her life. Jesus Christ! This guy's a monster! But wait, Wiz, that's impossible! Grandpappy Paradox or whatever. If he went back in time to kill someone, they'd be dead in the future, which means...
Which means he'd never know them and want to go back in time in the first place, right?
Wiz, maybe time is a construct with no legitimate unit of measurement other than the meager attempts man has made to understand the incomprehensible world around him.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Tom is. Man-made construct. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Well, actually, Thawne was just inside the time stream when Barry initiated Flashpoint, which rewrote the universe while Thawne was technically disconnected from it. So, Thawne essentially broke. Literally, figuratively, mentally, physically, temporally.
Or maybe he just hated Barry so much it defied the laws of time itself.
More specifically, he became a living paradox, a being without a past or future, literally without continuity. Not only did this mean he'd be unaffected by changes to his past, it made him effectively immortal.
Stabbed in the chest by evil Batman, vaporized by Iris in some sweet, sweet payback, or getting Dr. Manhattan by the big blue god dog himself, Thawne was always reborn, unable to stay dead.
But more than anything, it made him immune from consequences.
Unlike Barry, whose changes to time could destroy all of reality, Thawne could do whatever he wanted. He was impossible to stop with no reason to hold back.
He's survived a hit from Barry while he had the entire Speed Force absorbed into him, and even Wally's infinite mass punch, which has the mass of a white dwarf star.
If I'm correct, isn't a white dwarf star like after like a star explodes and it starts cooling down, right? So how is it an infinite mass punch if it's not even like what? Like, somebody gotta explain that to me.
White dwarf is essentially the remains of a star's ultra-dense core, which has a mass of over 2 octillion tons.
And he took one of those to the noggin and just took a nap. Man, he must really hate Barry if a sun to the face can't take him down.
But
So, like, my thing is that how is Goku Black supposed to kill him? Like, I feel like he could kill him because he's the better fighter, but how are you supposed to kill him if he's gonna keep coming back? Like, that's annoying. Like, the only way I could think of actually killing him is if you erase him from every single timeline at once. And that's really like Zeno's erasure. Like, you need that type of ability to erase, to like get rid of him.
But he doesn't hate Barry. All of his schemes, all of his machinations, all of his insane timeline-shattering threats, all of it was because it was the only way he could think of to spend time with his hero.
That's really sad.
His costume says it all.
That's
He
pathetic.
never intended to be the Reverse Flash. He wanted to be the Kid Flash. All Fawn ever really desired was to be by Barry's side.
In the end, though, goody little Two Shoes Barry forgave him, and then vibrated away his living paradox powers, erasing him from existence.
Though not entirely. Barry didn't kill Fawn, he reset his timeline, removing the one thing driving his hatred, his relationship with Barry. Without that, Thawne was a normal, happy Flash fan once again.
It's Comics Wiz, he'll be back. And when he does, there'll be no running. He'll always be faster, he'll always catch you, and time is always on his side.
Still think you can take me? Even death can't catch me.
That's tough.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, let me tell you how to reverse things in the bedroom in a...
He said reverse things in the bedroom. I'm weak.
It was me, Barry. I was the one who...
Mortal sinners, prepare for divine justice!
Oops. Excuse me, sir. I'm in need of your services.
That's foul as hell.
Stand still and face your judgment, mortal!
Okay.
What do you think of this color? Is it not beautiful?
I mean, alright, that's cool, that's dope.
Incoming genius!
Look how fast he had to go back in time. Look how fast he had to run. It's like, I don't even consider this I don't consider it fighting, because you gotta run away to the past to have, like, that's so, to me, that's weak.
I'll end this fight before it even began. Death in reverse!
Magnificent! Mortal sinners, prepare for divine...
But unfortunately, that's not how time works. So now it's like, you're gonna meet yourself. You killed one of Goku Black's, and now he's gonna kill this one right here that was caught off guard.
Why aren't you dead? Oh shit!
work of a god! Empty threats to a living paradox! How truly foolish.
You over there talking shit when you could have just killed him, bro. Like, oh my god.
Sorry, was that important?
As a Dragon Ball fan, bro, I already know where this is gonna go, bro. I already know what's gonna happen. You took the only thing that he had it, like, you took the only thing that, like, that can stop him from, like, catching up to you. Because then it would have been a back and forth. He kills me, I kill you, etc., etc. It would have been that. So my only thing is that you just gotta erase him, but you don't got that in your bag. You don't got that in your bag. So GG's, Goku Black. It was a nice little fight. You know what I'm saying? It was nice while it lasted. So GG's. I don't know about him doing that to, like, I feel like, okay, I see it like this, right? Had he been fused with Zamasu, right? This would have been a whole different fight. Even if he killed him, right? Like he wants to do that same thing where he phases into your body. Even if he did that, that nigga would have looked at him like, huh? Okay, still won't kill me, but you know, like, how did, like, that's the only way I feel like you can really kill him, bro. Like, you gotta, like, erase him from all timelines. Erase his parents. Damn.
You know, we've sent enough people to that sun, we really should have a timeshare.
This was a fairly tricky matchup to figure out, least of all for their incredible levels of power.
Black could destroy a universe like ours at least 660 times over. I mean, a punch at least as big as a star is really badass, but that's in another league.
However, there was a lot more to cover than just how many stars or universes they could blow up. At their peak, both Goku Black and Reverse Flash were so impressive they were removed from time itself, becoming living paradoxes, making any attempt to kill either of them meaningless.
Stupid time travel.
It's difficult to determine who would figure out a counter to this temporal invincibility first, but it would most likely rely on a combination of speed and...
I feel like it would have been like, if you took his only source of being able to travel through time off rip, Flash, that's really how he won. That's exactly how he won. Was because he was like, okay, let me just take this nigga's ring.
and smarts.
As far as speed goes, it's no surprise Thawne definitely had the edge. Yeah, Black's attacks could reach speeds quintillions of times faster than light, but Thawne is a Flash.
Even early in his career as a member of the Flash family, Wally West could reach speeds that were impossible to comprehend and calculate. There are numerous examples of this for multiple iterations of the Flash, many of whom Thawne was clearly
So we all agree that Flash stomped Sonic. Okay.
equal to.
Plus, he's kind of an expert when it comes to timey-wimey bullshit.
And he could likely overpower Black and destroy said time ring too. After all, Thawne once generated enough energy to counter the destruction of the entire DC universe, which is stated in comics to be at least 100 trillion light years in diameter. That's over 1 billion times larger than our own universe, and over 70 million times larger than Dragon Ball's Universe 7.
It's sort of impossible to lock down the exact limits of Goku Black's upper strength without getting into lots of assumptions and guesswork.
Yeah, basically. So it's like they had like, I thought this would kind of be a wash because we don't have a lot of knowledge on Goku Black and what he can do, but from what we've seen, that's all we got. So, yeah. Now, had we used, Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Goku Black, Time Breaker, Goku Black, that's a different story. That nigga built completely Super Saiyan 3 Rose Black. That's something completely different.
He's obviously stronger than Goku was when he clashed with Beerus, but even being super generous with training and power boosts and multipliers,
Yeah.
the gap here is way too wide to be able to just assume Goku Black could match this level of power. The DC universe is just too big. And remember, Barry and Wally's race almost ripped apart the entire DC multiverse.
It's also important to stress that Goku Black is not Goku. Goku's drive and willpower can push through even the most absurd limits to potentially match higher levels of power. Zamasu took Goku's body because he's more than willing to take shortcuts. It's an entirely different mindset.
Yeah, and once he took care of that time ring, Reverse Flash had a lot more options than just overpowering Black. With that super speed, he could pretty easily scramble Black's insides or age him to death with a touch. Zamasu may have been a deity even without the time ring, but Goku's body is mortal with a limited range of age. Might have really screwed yourself with that one, huh, Zam Zam?
Goku Black was a nightmarish foe, but Thon's experience with time travel, ridiculous levels of hacks, and frankly impossible speed gave him the means to take the win.
This fight was definitely not sunderwhelming.
The winner is
I feel like because he took the source of his ability to travel through time, that's what made it hard for him. Like that's what gave him the W, bro. That's what gave him the W. That's how I see it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and smash the like button for your boy. I stuttered a lot in this video, and I shouldn't have. But anyway, if you're new, make sure to subscribe and smash the like button for your boy. Your boy Sue, and we're out of here, y'all. Peace.